Okay, I want you to look at this in a different way. You just need this side of the sheet first. You have to solve the inequality and graph your solutions. Now, you've been doing this, and you're doing a good job. The only thing that some of them you're struggling on is when to switch the sign and when not to. And that's kind of what we're doing here. So I make my number line. And here's my symbol, okay, right here. Now, here's what I want you to do on the first part of this. Look at what you have times or divided by at the beginning of the problem before you do anything else, okay? You have a negative, okay? If you have a negative there, you need to switch the symbol. Do it right here at the bottom of the line, okay? Okay, next one. Set up your number line. So here is my symbol. And we have divided, okay? I have circled the divided or multiplying number, okay? I've done that for you. Now, is that positive or negative? That's positive, so the sign will not change. It will go the same way down here on the line, okay? Just put it right there. Okay, so now we're over here, okay? Look at the multiplying number, the number I circled. I've circled the multiply or divide part of the inequality. That's a positive, okay? If it's a positive, we're going to leave the sign the same way. That's all I want you to focus on here at the beginning, is whether that sign's going to switch or stay the same. Okay, so here you go. I've circled the divide parts by a negative, okay? If it's by negative, the sign switches. So look at here. We switched sign because we had to multiply by negative. We didn't switch sign because we had to divide by positive. Don't switch sign because the multiplying was by a positive, and that's by a negative, okay? So, all right, I'm going to go to the next page. Make your number line. We'll need the number line here in a bit, because right now I don't care about the number line. I just want you to know if you have to switch the sign or not. Okay, look at that circle. Okay, you have a negative, so the sign switches. Okay. Look at that circle. You do not have a negative, so the sign is going to stay the same. Okay. Look at that circle, you don't have a negative in the circle, so the sign stays the same. Okay, look at that circle, you do have a negative, so the sign switches. Okay. So, I circled the multiply, for you, I have circled the multiplied or divide part, and if you see a negative, you switch it. If there's no negative, you don't. Okay. Now pause the video and kind of set up your number line, then decide whether you're going to switch the sign, okay? Look at the circle. If there's a positive, yep, you switch it. Negative, nope, you don't. Then resume the video and we'll solve the rest of them, okay? But for now, I want you to pause that video, okay, and focus on whether the sign changes or not. Okay, now let's graph the solutions on the number line, okay? So we got to do the plus 8, that's got to go. So minus 8, line your sign up right below it, and that gives you 6, and that's negative 2x, okay? Now we divide by negative 2, line up the symbol just like I am, and we have x and negative 3. But the sign does switch, so go down here, okay? So negative 3, circle, fill it, and it opens towards the x, so we're going that way. So x can be any of those numbers going that way. That's all the solutions. Okay, next one. See, now I don't have to worry about the sign switching now that I went through and did that. So plus 3, you got a minus 3. And then go to the other side, line up your symbol. You have 5, and you have x divided by 2. Okay, now when we have divide, we multiply. So times 2 times 2. Line up your symbol, put the x on the side it's on. 5 times 2 is 10. Okay, so x sign doesn't flip because when we did the multiplication, it was by positive. Circle, don't fill it, okay, and it opens towards x, so it goes that way. Okay, next problem, now we're over here, that's where the operations are at. So I line up my symbol, we got a plus 9, so we got a minus 9, and then minus 9 over here. So 15 minus 9 is 6, and we have 3x. Line up your symbol, because now you have to divide. So that's 2 and x. And we decided the sign was not going to change. Okay, so plot your 2 on the number line. And again, it opens up towards the x, so it has to go that way. So x can be any number going that way, 3, 4, 5, 6, whatever. I know that's kind of funny, but because that's a less than symbol, but it opens towards the x. That means x has to be bigger than 2. Okay, my next problem. Line up your symbol. Over here is where the x is at, so over here is where I have to get rid of stuff. Plus 20's got to go from the 30s. So that would give you 10, and then x divided by negative 4. Okay, line up your symbol again, and when we have divide, we times by negative 4, times the other side by negative 4. Now the x is here, and negative 4 times 10 is negative 40. Okay, now line that up same way, negative 40, sign flipped, because we had to multiply both sides by a negative. Okay, so negative 40, circle, and it opens towards x, so we go that way again. Hopefully I can get one where I go the other way. Okay, remember this one, we had a negative in the circle. Okay, remember I circled the part that has multiplication division. If I see negative, the sign switches, okay, at the end. Okay, so we're over here, line up the symbol, and on this side is where the x is at. So I got plus 30, I come over here and minus 30. So 14 minus 30 is negative 16, okay, and then we have negative 4x. Now line up your symbol, and now we'll divide. So x is here, keep the x on the side it's on, okay, and that's 4, okay. And then we fill it out knowing that the sign has switched because we had multiplying or dividing by a negative number. So we have 4, circle, fill it, and it kind of opens towards the x again, okay, so that way. It doesn't always go that way. If it opens towards a number, it goes that way. Okay, once again, in the dividing part, where was no negative, so the sign stays the same. So minus 4, so we plus 4, plus 4. Line that symbol up, and that's 24, x divided by 3. Now we want to times by 3, times by 3. So we now have x by itself, and then 3 times 24 is 72. 72 and x. We decided the sign would not flip. So I've got 72. It does not opens towards a number this time, so when it opens towards a number, we're going that way. Okay. Okay, my next one, we have multiplication by a positive. There's a positive, that's why the sign is not changing. Okay. So line up your symbol. Let's do our first operation. The minus 5's got to go. So plus 5, plus 5. So 6x. Negative 29 plus 5 is negative 24. Line up your symbol, and now it's time to divide. So you have x, negative 4. Okay, just drop the x. And the sign was not going to ever change. Okay, it does not open opens towards a number again, so when it opens towards a number, it goes in that direction there. Okay, and then the last one. Again, the reason the sign changed because there's a negative in that circle. I always when I'm solving these things, I want to circle the part of the x that's multiplied or divided. And if there's a negative, we flip it. If there's not a negative, we leave it. Okay. So line it up. Okay, 2 minus 4 is negative 2, and then over here you got x divided by negative 5. Okay, line up your symbol, because now you have to multiply. By negative 5, by negative 5. Remember, the x is here. Negative 2 times negative 5 is 10. That's x and 10. Okay. Remember, we decided the sign had to be flipped because I knew I had a negative divider I needed to get rid of. So, opens towards a number, so it goes that way. Now, the next time I'm going to give you, I'm going to have you make those circles yourself, and then decide whether you flip the sign. But for now, I think I pretty much circled them for you. Okay. See, I just look in the circle. That tells me not changing. Change it. Change it. No negative. Leave it. Okay. Same.